welcome to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Hi, you guys. Good evening. I'm so glad that you are all here and tuned in and that you keep finding the show and sharing the show and talking about it. That is what is so wonderful. And what's so great about this platform is that we're getting to really dig in and talk to people that I don't normally get to talk to, that I've always wanted to. So basically, I'm using the show to get friends. And I think that's, at least I'm being upfront and honest. Because our guest tonight is someone that I absolutely adore and really think the world of. But I can't not think of what my life would be if I didn't have this person's, let's say, product in my life. The man that we will be interviewing does a very specific thing in the clothing realm of the world. And I have to be honest, I am not really into fashion, which I don't think anyone's shocked. I think everyone's like, no kidding. Whereas Taylor is super into fashion.
What?
It's a joke, Taylor. It was called sarcasm. Yeah, with his greatest grandpa hat. But what I wanted to ask you, sir, when you were little, again, I love talking about when we were little. So for you, this is last summer. I know. I really and truly, you never were. Did you have something that you always wore? Like, were you that kid that had like a Superman cape and you were the kid that always wore the Superman cape? Or did you always have like a sweater? Or did you have like short shorts because you were a kid in the 90s? What were you, a kid in the 90s? I was in the 80s. You were in the 90s.
Yeah. I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah. I grew up in the 80s. We had all the bad stuff that is now cool.
I wore one hat. It was a Houston Astros hat from opening day. I was at opening day, the first day of what was then called Enron Stadium.
Oh,
so
you were at the very first game of Enron Stadium?
I was at the last regular season game of the Astrodome. I was at the last playoff game for the Astrodome when they lost in the playoffs. I was at the first game ever, like a preseason game at Minute Maid, Enron Field, and I was at the first regular season game. My aunt and uncle had season tickets, so I got to go to a lot of games growing up.
Have you gone to the World Series?
No, I've never been to the World Series. Those cost a lot of money, and I wasn't invited.
Well, they did that. At one point, they did like a raffle. I don't know, the first time the Astros made, because we never thought we'd make it in again. I don't know if you remember that. That was in 2005.
No, I had to earn everything I've worked for.
Well, they did it for the city, and it was only like, the tickets were only like $75. Like, it wasn't crazy. And they were trying to do it so everybody could go.
Let's let the common folk in.
I had a 2-year-old. So I was young. I was like 27. We did not have any money to our name at that time. And we did not win a raffle. But we
no money to your name then.
I kind
of feel like you had more money than I do now.
No, stop. Taylor, you're so ridiculous. You got to find older friends. And anyway,
all my friends are old.
They are.
You're all old.
We're all the same age. You pick the same vocation and age of all your friends. You really need to branch out, Taylor. But yeah, so we got to do the World Series, and we were in debt because of it. Like, we put it on credit cards. We did not have the money for the tickets. We bought the $900 tickets, which 2 seats.
Please tell everyone the profession of your husband right now.
Not then. He wasn't then. But so here we were with these $900 seats.
You're not going to answer the question?
No, I'm not going to answer the question. But our kid was, now he owns his own financial firm. This is why he's so good at what he does, because of the mistakes we made in our early 20s. But now he's really fantastic. But back then he had no clue. So we go to the thing, and you could bring a kid under the age of 2. So Zach had just turned 2 in January, and when is the World Series?
Not
October?
January. Yeah, it's in October.
Oh, so maybe he was going to turn 2 in January. That's what it was.
A 3-year-old.
No, we didn't bring a 3-year-old. No. He was going to turn 2 in January. So we were just getting by. So he sat in our lap. So the 3 of us got to go to the World Series for $1,800, when $1,800 was like,
couldn't feed Zach for 3 weeks.
We couldn't. But the kids go to the World Series. And now that we could go to the World Series, we choose not to go. We don't go.
But people wonder why I hate you.
The thing that no, we couldn't go. We're not gonna spend $900 for a seat for a game. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard. That was stupid. That
Buy
was
them for me.
well, sure, I would give it to you. But here's the dumb thing we did. Besides that, was that we got the I bought the parking pass. Somebody sent an email saying, "Hey, you could get the parking pass for the World Series for $175." $175. And I said
$1.75?
$175. And I thought, that's a great deal. And how thoughtful for me to go ahead and think of parking and not ask Nathan. So I buy the ticket. When we get there, do you know what was very much available all around?
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, like, there are like dozens of bars in the Houston downtown that you can park at the bar, drink at the bar. They will shuttle you to and from the place for free.
Free.
Tip the guy $1.75 and you
right.
can add parking.
It's so true. It's absolutely so true. It's so, and I'm not kidding. And Houston is so different than other downtowns. We're the fourth largest city in the nation, and we don't have the parking meters and the paid parking that we can park on the streets all the time. Like it really weirds me out when we go out to other cities.
Hold on.
Wait, what? What did I say?
Anyone from Houston listening is like, there are parking meters literally everywhere.
No, not
but
like,
here's the thing.
I'm serious.
No. There are parking meters literally everywhere in the city. You just don't have to pay for them after 6 o'clock. So during the workday, which is probably not when you've been, there's parking meters on literally every place.
Listen, I drive in New York City all the time. I drive in Stamford, Connecticut. I drive in whatever. Their parking is constant. There's nowhere you can park. Like you have to like pay constantly, and the garages. Houston, you don't have to.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my gosh, I'm not going to do this. I'm telling you, Houston is amazing with the parking. But we can agree on this. I did not have to pay $175.
That is correct. That is correct. The fact that you're dumb is the thing that we can agree on.
See, such an opportunity to be kind and thoughtful, and Taylor chose
Agree to agree.
the worst. So, Taylor, what was the first sporting event that you brought your kids to, or have you? Have you brought them to a professional one yet?
Yeah, our local Catholic school. Where I get in for free because I coach there.
Hey, they do like $5, hot dog nights, and we've got the Skeeters or whatever they are. Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah.
Okay, we brought our kids all the time to the $5 nights to the Astros. That's when
I don't live here.
That's true. I forgot. But it feels like you live here. $5. Anyway. Okay. So, but when you do, is baseball what you'll bring your kids to? Like, is that your sport? I don't even know.
It is the sport that I will take my kids to first because you could get seats for $1.
You can.
Yeah.
You can get. It can be very, very cheap to go to a baseball game.
Yeah.
But what is your sport? Like, what is your favorite to watch? Or,
my favorite sport to watch is football, but football is better on TV than it is in person. Right?
Absolutely agree.
So,
with
like,
you.
I just went to a Lakers game in the Lakers Stadium. Like, that was tremendous.
That's right.
But I paid a pretty penny to get.
You could have gone to the World Series when you were 27.
Exactly. So baseball is
really friendly
to sit there. I heard that baseball was invented so that fathers and sons could talk to each other and bond, because men can't look at each other while they're talking and bonding. We have to be looking at something else, like a baseball game, for 3.5 hours. So those were the longest conversations my father and I ever had.
This was a therapy session for Taylor Stroll, everybody. Thank you for coming. That makes a lot of sense now. That makes a lot of sense, and why they are so long, and why that makes.
Please stop looking at me. It's making me uncomfortable.
I know, really. I was like, God, what color eyes does Taylor have?
Oh, come on! It's my best feature.
Is it?
I
mean,
have you not seen my eyes?
I don't know.
Look into my eyes.
Wait, now I want to know my best feature. No, don't answer that. Don't answer.
That was
there
my
is
answer.
None. Exactly. Laughing at your jokes is my best feature. That's probably true, actually. That's not bad. There could be worse.
I mean, my love isn't conditional, but the thing that I love most in people is that they love me. because it's so rare that it happens. So like my wife was interested in me. I was like, I think I love you.
Don't leave.
Yeah.
Okay, same. Yeah, that's true. I don't even know anything about Nathan, but he says he loves me. So I'm like, well, you can stick around. Although that's also true. I don't know anything. I'm the worst. Okay, so wait, I really do want to ask you this about the whole like bringing the kids and all that kind of stuff. Do you like getting the novelty things at games? Like you did, it sounds like you've gone to a lot. And they'll do those kind of things, especially at the baseball games, because they really, first of all, the reason why baseball games are so cheap is because there's 4,000 of them. Okay. Their season is forever long. There's 4,000 games. There's only like 2 football games. You know what I mean? And it's like, whatever.
All these numbers are correct. I'm not
They're
arguing about
absolutely accurate. So for baseball, they're like, we've got to give them jerseys and we've got to give them, bobbleheads and like whatever, pin caps. Like, and people will
pin caps. Yeah. I've received many pin caps when I've attended baseball games.
Okay. It's kind of true. Did you ever get a novelty item at a game?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Did you really?
And we would go, and I loved collecting memorabilia. Like,
really?
I still have a ton of them. I still have bobbleheads from like my favorite players. Like I wore the hats. So I have a bobblehead for like Moises Alou from way back in the day. He was like early 90s. I have a Jose Cruz one who was the first base coach for a while.
Do you remember how they would say his name when he would come into bat when he was a player?
I sure do.
How?
They would say his name just really long.
Jose Cruz. Okay, we weren't going to do it.
Yeah, they just announced their name. Yep, that's how announcing works.
You're the worst, Taylor. It was so fun when we were little because it sounded like the crowd was booing him.
That was Alou. So for Alou, they sounded like that. I was like little boy Taylor was crying because I thought they were booing one of my favorite characters. They're like Moises Alou, and the whole crowd, ooh, and I'm like, leave him alone. He's nice.
I have his bobblehead.
Yeah.
Okay, so was that your favorite novelty item to get? Was the bobblehead? Like, is that like? Would you be like, that's the thing?
The thing that I love, because I was such a stats guy, I liked getting the like premier programs or whatever that had like all the player stats and who played what position.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh yeah. Like
so they would give it for free. Like that was like a thing, you could buy it.
I think they used to give them away for free, but then they became like magazines essentially.
So
you would buy it, and like when I went with my aunt and uncle, like they made good money.
You have yours in a sleeve.
And they would buy it for me. And my parents are moving out of like the house I grew up in right now. All of those magazines are still there. And it's like, there's no reason to keep them, but it's like, I'm getting to relive the nostalgia now as they're moving out of like, I'm seeing all this memorabilia and merchandise and stuff that's like, I don't care who was playing on October 14th of 1989, we got to get rid of this stuff.
I was an embryo. How would I even care? Yeah, no, exactly. How old were you in 89?
The date that I said was 2 weeks before my birthday.
So you were in utero. Jeez. And I was also. Well, I love that. I think the novelty thing is kind of fun. So I have to ask, what are you going to do with all of it? Are you going to throw it away? Are you going to sell it on eBay? Are you going to save it for your kids?
We're throwing away most of the magazines or throwing away most of the like novelty. I just don't have a place for them. It's just but we kept the bobbleheads. So I have like from the Rockets game, I have like a Hakeem Olajuwon bobblehead.
Yeah.
We've got Moises Alou. We've got all these guys. I still have some of the hats and stuff. So like
the
stuff that like really meant something to me, like we're keeping. But like the magazines, it's like, all right, time to go.
It's a good conversation starter. All right, well, you guys don't go anywhere because we're going to talk about more things that are great conversation starters and novelty items when we come back. You are tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Hello and welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. You guys, I am here with the absolute CEO, brilliant genius. It's basically Elon Musk and Scott Williams in my brain. Like as far as inventing goes, their contributions to the world. They're basically the guy that invented penicillin and Sockreligious. This is what's happening on the show. I have the guy who started Sockreligious. Does anybody understand how big this is? Like Bruce Willis could be here and be like, I'm sorry, no, I'm talking to Scott Williams. Okay, do you understand how big of a deal this is? Sit down, Wesley Snipes. So I am excited to have the brilliant mind and the brilliant feet. Who saw that coming? Behind Sockreligious, the one and only Scott Williams. Scott, thank you so much for being here. Hi, friend.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. This is going to be a blast. I'm absolutely thrilled.
So here's my favorite story. I tell it all the time. Scott and I, in September of 2021, were in a group called Scent. It's a Scent Ventures Fellowship Program.
Mhm.
And I'm a new Scent fellow. Scott, I think, probably invented it when he was inventing, papyrus and all the other things that he's given to the world. Because as far as Katie McGrady is concerned, the greatest contribution by the Catholic Church are sacrilegious socks. So it's basically the Summa and then your socks. Okay. I just want you to know what a big deal you are in case you don't know you're the Beyonce of Catholicism. So anyway, we're at this thing and this amazing young gentleman taps me on the shoulder and says, "Are you Liv Harrison?" And I was like, "Dad?" Cause I was like, who would know my name? My husband wasn't there. I was like, who knows who I am? And then you continue to talk to me. And I was just like so thrilled that you know knew who I was because I have a pretend show in my garage. And as I look at you, you have on a shirt that says "Sacrilegious" on it. And I was like, that's cute. Like he really likes sacrilegious. Like he gets it. Like he likes the socks. And I'm like, oh hey, do you know what sacrilegious is? And Scott was so kind. He was like, yeah, I own it.
Like this so much about a shirt.
I love that story for so many reasons.
That's fantastic.
Scott, I have to say, I definitely fangirled when I met you because then when I realized that you were the guy behind the feet, I told you immediately, well, now you're the person that will make me cool to my teenager because he wears all of your socks. So I got to hear the story. Friend, how did this come to be? How were you sitting around one day in your Hanes socks and deciding...
Socks.
Just to clarify, it's not that late. In your Fruit of the Loom socks and decide we need Jesus on a pair and Saint Therese. Like, how did that come to be?
Yeah, I mean, not your typical story. I'll take credit for that. But yeah, I was always I worked full time in Catholic youth ministry for about 10 years. And at that point I was working at the diocese. I'd wear a shirt and tie to work most days. And the way for me to have fun, to express myself a little bit was in my socks. So I'd wear like donut socks on National Donut Day, or I'd wear my American flag socks on the 4th of July. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be fun that like on the Feast of the Archangels, we could wear a St. Michael sock, or a way to celebrate the saints or celebrate, actual fantastic holidays. Not to say that the 4th of July is not a great holiday. Independence Day is definitely good. But like these like National Donut Day and all these weird national holidays that exist. Well, what if there was a way that we could celebrate the saints in these socks? And at that time, nobody was doing it. It didn't exist. And I thought...
I was going to say, no one was doing that? Like, I feel like we're on Shark Tank right now.
Yeah.
And I need to know that you have a license. Like, what is it? Like, you have to like go get all the papers. Because I'm like, really?
Yeah,
nobody.
Nobody. I mean, like we Googled it. There was a couple of like non-denominational type religious socks, but
Jesus on a cloud.
Yeah,
like, no, we don't want to do that.
But there was nothing like specifically Catholic, and I've always had kind of an entrepreneurial mind, and especially working full-time in ministry, I also knew that was not going to be the most profitable career in my life. And my wife and I were talking about kids and
this is
family.
shocking.
And yeah, exactly. Breaking news on It's Not That Late with Liv.
Catholic youth ministry is not where the money is. Well, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Having your own show in a garage, this is it. So you let me know how that sock thing goes, Scott.
Yeah. So I mean, it just kind of started out as, well, what if we made some socks? That's just like the way my brain worked, is I was always thinking of different fun ideas. There is a vault of terrible ideas that will never see the light of day. But this one was kind of a fun, goofy idea. And I know the Catholic demographic. I've worked in youth ministry for a long time, and it was about a month away from the National Catholic Youth Conference. And I was like, well, if there's a time to see if this thing has legs, this is the time to do it.
This is it.
At this point, my wife still kind of thought it was a bit of a joke, but we moved forward with it. We said, yeah, we took a little bit of a chance, ordered some from a sock manufacturer overseas, and they showed up, and we sold like a sock a minute. It turned out it was a thing, and we kind of just started growing after that.
How did you come up with the name Sacrilegious?
So-
Because I love it.
Yeah. It actually started out as holysocks.co was the first name of it. And there was a holysocks.com.uk or something like that. And people kept on going to the wrong website. So like there's this lady, this sweet old lady in the United Kingdom that kept on getting these emails about, where can I get my Pope Francis socks? And she was very confused. I got a very colorful, not color, it wasn't that bad.
Strongly worded?
Yeah.
Intentional?
Yeah, a very intentional email from her.
Intentional. She thought it through.
And at first I was like, she can't tell me what to do. But at the same time, I was like, well, I want people to find us. And the name's not that great to begin with. So we just started like racking our brains of what goes with socks and what domain names are available that can't be confused with anything
that
else.
No one in Great Britain has.
Yeah, exactly. So Sacrilegious was born just because of the pun, which is everything else that has transpired since then is a weird, goofy pun about the Catholic.
I love it. I think it's so fantastic. So where are you at now? How many socks are we talking about? How many? I mean, I know Katie McGrady owns them all and my son. So you've got 2 clients. I'm guessing you have more than that.
Yeah, the 2 of you and my mom all buy the socks.
But how many socks? Yeah, how many? I don't know. There's a lot.
I think we're up to 57 unique designs.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I just bought the whole Advent set with the candles.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I have like every Jesus. It's like Jesus from 0 to 3, Jesus from 4 to 6. I'm just kidding. Jesus on the Mount. But yeah, I have like every single, I'm not kidding, every sock. And some you do like really extra large, which my son really appreciates because he's got like a size 15. I'm not kidding.
Oh,
like
wow.
His foot is like ridiculous. So those are nice. So thank you for that. He has a liturgical, I think.
Yeah, there'll be very many more that'll come out for our big-feeted friends.
Big-feeted friends.
Yeah. Since we started doing in-house manufacturing, it's been a little bit easier for us to be able to, make a variation of size. We're starting to do like no-show socks now and things like that as well. So, yeah.
Look at you. I mean, this is kind of incredible. Can I ask this without going into the details? Yeah. Are you able to do this full time? Like, is this now you can now have all the Catholic babies you want because the Catholic Church is finally paying you?
No, I mean it's very much a thing, more so than people realize. I mean, we manufacture them ourselves now. We have 19 employees, and
are you serious?
Yeah. So
no more overseas.
No,
here in the U.S. of A.
Like 20 feet from where I'm standing, socks are being made on machines.
So here's my dream, and I'm totally serious. And I think I said this to you in September. I really want to come up there, which I have all these friends in Indiana now, which I don't know why the good Lord has decided that. Good Indiana and Ohio. Isn't that funny? And I had been to neither in 2018, and now I go there every day, as one does during a pandemic.
Right.
Where can you visit? Indiana and Ohio.
Indiana.
It's safe. Anyway, I want to come and I'd love to do like a Mr. Rogers segment. You remember Mr. Rogers?
Oh yeah.
When he brought us into like the crayon factory, it was like the best episode of all.
Let's do it. It'll be like it'll be an adult Mr. Rogers. We'll walk around, have some beer, and we'll make some socks.
This is why we're best friends. And by that, I mean, I just made that, I declared it.
Done. Let it be known.
Like, interview's over. Here's what's also really fun. I just got back literally like not even a month ago from Florida. And greatest thing happened. I'm in Florida. I'm at this, like, I can see your face. I'm at this thing
I know where you're going with this.
I think you know where I'm going with this. And there's all these ladies, a lot of girls. I was like, geez, this is a lot of women. And there's fancy food and all the stuff. And I'm in jeans. And like, I just did it like a show, like whatever. I was like, whatever. I show up and this beautiful, stunning woman comes up to me and says, "Are you Liv Harrison?" And I was like, oh God, I just want to be a normal person. Scott, I just want to be like everyone else.
Everybody's starstruck from Indiana.
I mean, geez, it's so, no one understands how hard it is. And come to find out, it was your wife. So I love that you guys just gave me my dream of just pretending that I'm someone on the planet. But can I just say, and I mean this in the best way possible, she is the greatest. And I mean, I love you to pieces, but man, I'm glad you saved her for last because I am all about Elizabeth. She is Just high five to you, friend.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why I married her. She is the best.
She is the best. I just think it's great that I've gotten to go on 2 retreats with the Williams in less than 6 months.
Yeah.
They must have lost a bet.
How
with
many
their guardian angels?
How many retreats do you go on?
Seriously, what is my problem? Like, I mean, why do priests keep making me like that's my penance and everyone else gets punished instead of me? We don't think that's what penance is, everybody. Okay. Anyway, so Scott, when you decided to go into all this stuff, I got to ask, what was the moment that you had to have quiet down in your life for you to know, no, this is it? Like on Shark Tank, when the people go all in, like they don't want to talk to the guy that's doing it on the side. It's a side hustle. It's you got a grandma knitting in the back. When did you say we're in? This is it.
I mean, I tried to do it as a side thing for as long as I could. Because honestly, like I loved what I was doing. I loved working in ministry. I loved working with people that were doing good things and building up the church. And I don't know if you've ever done it before, but it's really difficult to leave something that you love. Yeah. But we got to the point where, I mean, this was also this fun passion project that we built from scratch, and it was also doing really great things in the church, and we would still have the opportunity to volunteer and everything else. But yeah, I mean, it came to a point where it had grown enough that I was working in, waking up early, doing work in the business. At lunchtime, I was working in the business. And then at night I was, surprise, surprise, working on the business, packing out orders, doing everything ourselves. And it just got to the point where it started to, dig into family time. It started to, deteriorate the things that we, value more than anything else. And we had to make a decision as a family. Do we want to jump both feet into this wildly niche market of Catholic socks, or do we want to, I mean, at that point, I had just finished a master's degree on a different career path for ministry. So, like, I mean, this
what
was
did you get it in?
It was a master's in pastoral studies with a concentration in church management.
From where?
Loyola, Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I feel like it's necessary. I mean, if this isn't pastoral ministry, I don't know what is. I mean, this is relational ministry at its finest.
It really is. And we've given ourselves the opportunity through products, through things, for conversations to take place. And that's the core mission of who we are as a company, is starting conversations. Because in ministry, one of the things that I realized working with teens at the youngest age all the way through, working with people that minister to people, is that the most difficult stage, I feel like, in the evangelization process is just starting the conversation. Everything else is, witness, testimony, like there's a line of things that happen in the evangelization process, but actually starting the conversation is the most difficult part, in my opinion. So these give us an opportunity to start a conversation.
No, it's so true. It's so funny. I've said, I think on the show before, I say that I'm the gateway drug to Catholicism. It's not that late. I'm the Diet Dr. Pepper to like the other diet drinks. And I feel like this is a natural partnership. It's same with you. You're not deep theology, Scott Hahn, Summa. This is Jesus rising on a sock.
Right.
But it's a conversation starter. It's a gateway. It really is. And it's like, I think you're so onto something, that we need more of these human touch points in order. It's like Candyland, in order to go to the next spot. You know what I mean?
And that's somebody else's problem. No.
Yeah, somebody else's. Like, listen, that's why we have Fulton Sheen.
Right.
We all have our lane, Scott. We all have our lane. But I think you're right. I definitely think, who would have thought with socks but God? God would be the only one that could come up with this brilliant plan of how he's going to evangelize in the modern world with a guy from Indiana.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we had a fun, goofy idea, but time and time again, we look at it and it's been blessed over and over again. It's like, it's something that is good. Like it is. And we have people that don't like it, quite frankly, and that's okay, but it's not for everybody. We know that, but it is for some people. And
I have no idea what that's like to not be for everyone. Please tell me more.
Yeah. I mean, like honestly, I've had to have this conversation over and over again with like people that own gift shops. Like you walk into a gift shop and you see the same thing over and over again. You see statues, you see rosaries, you see medals, you see books, you see all those things are great. But our socks sell because they're different, unique, they're fun, they're a gift item. And
Yes.
And like we have to convince people that, you know, these will sell in your shop if you allow it to it. And you as an owner don't have to like it to sell it. And that's okay because they're not for everybody.
Do you get a lot of pushback on reverence? If it's like spiritual enough, Catholic enough, if it's okay, like, you know, to have Mary floating on your shin? Like, is that, do people come at you for that?
Yeah, I mean, you should see some of the Facebook comments sometimes, but I mean, by and far, like we try not to let the negative comments outweigh and drown out all the tenfold positive comments that we get. And I think along with anything, the intention of the creator, like the people that are actually creating the designs, us creating the like our graphic design team, us as manufacturers, the intent is not to be irreverent. The intent of the thing that we are creating is to bring attention, to bring conversation, to bring glory to God, not to diminish or try to be irreverent to God. That's not the point. Some people will, you know, say like, well, how could you put him on your feet? I was like, well, you know, we're whatever. I don't know.
He made them. I mean, he made our feet.
Exactly.
So,
but we are like intentional about like certain things. Like we try to be specific about not putting things on the bottom of the sock. So like our Mary socks, for example, we have the serpent on the bottom, and like it's like you are helping Mary stomp the head of the serpent.
I love that.
But other ones, like we try not to put sacred scripture on the bottom so that people don't think that there's a reverence there or think, I don't know.
Sure. So I want to hear, what is an idea that you wanted to come to fruition as a sock, but you were shot down? Is there one? And then I want to ask you, what would Jesus wear if he were here? Which socks would he choose? I think those are both really good questions. I want to know what hasn't made it to the assembly line, and what would Jesus wear? Which one would he choose?
Honestly, I think that this idea is both. Like, and I can't remember if it was my idea or Elizabeth's idea, but
we'll say you because we like Elizabeth. I'm just, I'm kidding. Hi,
Elizabeth. But to make like a sock that also has, to make it look like a foot with Jesus sandals, so like so that the so it would be. Oh, she's saying it's not her.
Wait, is she there?
Yeah, she's here.
Tell her to hop on. She's like, nope. I'm good.
Yeah, but then it's like, you know, how realistic do we go with the feet? Or I don't know. We had a long conversation about how that would work.
I kind of
we decided not to do it. Yeah.
You don't think the college kids would lose their mind? Like, come on, that would be huge, because you've seen those beer belly, like, what am I doing right now? This is like what is that? Like a fanny pack? Have you seen those like on Facebook and stuff? So it's you know what a fanny pack is? Like, I know you're 12, but anyway, the rest of us.
I know what a fanny pack is.
Y'all need those, by the way. We need sock religion. Maybe you have them. I don't know. And you're welcome. I take 10%. I'm just kidding.
Catholic fanny packs, right?
The kids love fanny packs. It's a thing, but they have them and it looks like a beer gut. Like it's got a belly button and it looks like whatever, so that you could put it on and it looks like that's what you're wearing. And it's just a novelty item. You know what I mean? Obviously. But I'm saying, I think you got something there, Scott. I think they don't see your brilliance. And I do agree that is what Jesus would wear.
I think so. I think it answers both the questions quite well.
I absolutely love it. So I want to know, what is the top selling sock? Do you happen to know what it is? What is the number one? Like at Disney, their number one item is their poncho. I don't know if you know that, but that is the number one Disney item. What is your poncho?
Know that. I know a lot of Disney facts, but that one I did not know.
A third number one selling item, which, by the way, that would be great. Sock religious ponchos.
Religious ponchos. Write that down.
Who is the saint of weather?
I don't know.
We're going to find out.
Okay, so number one selling sock is, last year was St. Joseph, but it was also the year of St. Joseph. Yeah. So I don't know if that was a...
Did you call the Vatican? You're like, listen, we got a lot in the warehouse.
We
You
have
guys
a
can
lot
make
of
this
extra
happen.
St. Anthony socks. If you can make this year of St. Anthony, that would be great. And then we'd lose them. But no. Yeah, so St. Joseph, St. Michael, St. Therese of Lisieux. Those
All the
are our
popular
top-
kids.
Yeah, those are the top 3, I would say.
No, that's great. We'll have to. Yeah, this should totally be a social experiment. We should see if we could like pack the polls and see if we could start sending subliminal messages like Saint Bosco, and see if anybody starts Saint Stephen. I don't know, but they're so great. My kids actually really and honestly, they love them and they wear them. And what's so cool that you've done is it really is a conversation starter. Mm-hmm. And we travel a lot. And so my kids wear them all the time. And I'm not just saying that. Like I didn't even know who you were. Obviously, I'm a big deal, Scott. Okay. I don't have time. So not. And people will stop them. They will stop the kids and say, "Where'd you get those socks?" or whatever. Yeah. And I think it's really fantastic. So is there a place where people can submit ideas? That is one last question I wanted to ask you before I let you go.
There's a place on our website. We call it the idea box. And I think it's like on our frequently asked questions page, but there's a little form that people can fill out and we kind of tally the responses every once in a while and see what's really out there that people want.
That's a good idea. I love it. You're like Lay's potato chips. Okay, you guys, don't go anywhere. Scott, stay right there because you and I are going to play a game. When we get back, you are all tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. You guys, welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. I am still here with Scott Williams. I did not scare him away. the brilliant mind behind Sockreligious. He tried to go away. But one of the things I learned about Scott when we were hanging out, and by that I mean I followed him around like a puppy in September at the retreat that we were at, was that he is kind of a beer connoisseur. You know what? I was going to say connoisseur. You're kind of a snob. Let's be honest. You are.
I'm not a connoisseur.
You like beer. It's your thing.
I like beer that I like.
You like beer that you like. So what is your
so
top?
Profound.
Do you like that? So male. What are you talking? Yeah. That's like such a male thing to say. What is your beer? What is it?
Yeah, I mean, I drink almost exclusively IPAs in the hoppy region of pale ale IPA world.
There you go. You are a beer snob. I knew it. No, I love it. You're like, I'm not a Bud Light guy, Liv. Yeah. I have taste.
I will accept snob, but not connoisseur.
Okay, good. We'll give you snob. It's fine. Yeah. Welcome.
Wait,
come on over.
You're accepting the negative one and not the positive one?
Connoisseur sounds snobby.
Connoisseur makes it sound like I know a lot about all the beers. I just know that I like certain beers, and those are the ones I'm going to drink.
I love it. I think like the lady. He's an intentional beer drinker. That's what you are. Right. You're intentional with the beer. But you guys have a little something on Sockreligious. I couldn't find it, which I don't know if you just did that for the synth thing, but we had like a beer tasting, and I tried to find it for today, but I couldn't. So I had to come up with a beer quiz. Okay. If that's okay with you. Taylor has some questions that we found on the internet. So I have no idea if these are good. Nor do I know the answers.
This is going to be so much fun. It'll never flop because none of our games ever flop on this show.
That's because I know nothing. I'm a trophy wife, Scott. Okay. See? Always get laughs. That's why I say the same joke every time.
Yeah. You're going to get it until somebody says,
yeah, you are. And I'll be like, yes. Until then, everyone's like, oh my God, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. I'm like, well, I'll keep saying it. Okay, so here we go. Beer quiz. Taylor Schroll, take it away.
All right. Guess first.
Okay, guess first.
Scott, this question is for you. And I was laughing hearing the preamble to this segment because of this question. Scott, which is the most sold beer in the United States?
The most sold beer in the United States, I'm going to say Budweiser.
I will accept that. It's Bud Light. Yeah, Bud Light. So
close enough.
Yeah, very good. You get a point. Congratulations. We mentioned it already in the segment, which was funny.
Dang it. I was cheating and I didn't even know.
Yeah, exactly. You gave him the answer.
I gave him the answer.
All right. So Scott has won. Leonardo is approaching with my DoorDash order. I'm so happy. Okay. Olivia, According to, I love how he gets the easy question, and this is Lynn's
And you
first
always show the
question.
guest when it's my question. That's what I always love.
right.
He always puts the guest. Okay, I'm ready.
Here you go.
I'm ready.
According to the 1516 German purity law,
What?
beer can only contain 3 ingredients. What
Okay.
are they? Beer can only contain 3 ingredients. What are they?
Water,
Yep.
hops,
Yep.
barley.
Yeah, you did it! I think Liv looked at the answers. There's no way she'd do that.
That's a good answer.
Who is the patron saint of
crushed it.
beer?
St. Arnold.
Saint.
Oh,
I was going to say Saint Hildegard of Bingham. Is that her
they
name?
obviously are sitting next to me right now, you guys. We are the mystical body of Christ. Because I legit have no idea what's in beer. Okay, go ahead.
All right, here we go. This one is for, I'm looking it up now. It is St. Arnold. I thought so because of the beer.
Yeah, because
there's
we
a
have
beer
a
named
St. Arnold's beer here in
yeah.
Houston.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
If Scott ever
next.
visit us, we'll take him there.
Yeah. All right, back
Scott's
to the
like,
quiz.
I'm busy.
I'm writing down what socks to make for
Yes.
beer.
Oh, that would be huge. St. Arnold is huge.
I would like residuals, please.
Oh, come on. I gave like 12 ideas.
And I gave 1 and it worked. Okay.
Dang it.
All right, Scott. Number
Write
3.
several down.
Number 3. Which country consumes the most beer per capita? Not the most beer overall. The most beer per capita.
What's a capita?
Don't worry about it. It's not your question.
What's a capita? Does it have to be residents of that country?
I would imagine this one is. This
That's a
country.
very-
I will give you a hint. This country does not have many visitors.
Good question.
Okay.
Zimbabwe.
I don't-
I'm just kidding.
I don't know.
I'll give you multiple choice because I think this one's very difficult.
North Korea.
If that was the correct answer, we wouldn't know because no one knows what's
I don't know if we're
happening.
allowed to say it.
All right, I'm going to give you
Thanks,
multiple
Scott. You ruined my
choice.
one chance. I had a show for 10 minutes.
He said there's not
I got
not very many
canceled.
visitors.
You owe me a pair of socks.
So do you want multiple choice?
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, I'm ready. All right.
Multiple choice,
Yeah.
Scott.
Yep.
North
Okay.
Korea, Czech Republic, Russia, or Zimbabwe?
We'll say Zimbabwe.
Oh man, that was the fake one Liv gave. It's Czech Republic.
Czech Republic?
The Czech Republic. Wow.
Maybe they're upset that they're in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, there's nothing to do there.
We have to drink beer.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
All right.
I love the Czech Republic. I don't know
Olivia.
where that is. Okay, yep.
What? This has also been mentioned already in the show. Not the answer, but the type of beer. What does IPA stand
Oh,
for?
come
Olivia?
on. International Pancake Association.
That's IHOP.
Steal.
Scott, would you like to steal?
Steal.
India Pale Ale.
That is correct. Scott gets another point. Ding, ding,
It means pale ale?
Indian pale ale.
Indian?
Yep, that's the word we said.
India.
Okay. Go
Whatever.
ahead.
All right, Scott's real turn now. In
I
the-
was still a point. I don't think that was part of the format, but
No,
I'm in charge of
Taylor-
the game, and
Yeah.
whatever makes Liv lose,
He's
I'm
all for
totally
it. I'm
it.
probably mailing you socks after this.
Yeah.
So you should be very excited.
All right. In the USA, Scott, in the USA, a barrel contains how many gallons of beer?
56.
No. Liv, would you like to steal?
23.
31.
Oh!
So no one gets a point, but if we were playing the game where you guess lower, which one's that?
Me.
You Liv would have won. But we're not, so Liv gets no points.
Dang it. I never win. Oh, wait, is it my turn?
It is your turn.
Okay.
Trappist beers must
Yes.
be brewed on the grounds of what?
A monastery.
What kind?
A trappy one.
A trappy one. I will accept it. I will accept it just because of the pure comedy of it.
As if I know what a Trappist is. Come on. Wait, what is it? You'll tell me.
Trappist monastery. Yes. Not trappy, but I'll accept it.
Trappy.
All right, the score is 2-2. How much time we got left?
145.
145. All right, one more each. Here we go. Scott, the famous dark stout Guinness originates from Ireland and is now brewed in almost 50 countries. While thoroughly enjoyed in Ireland, one sovereign state consumes more Guinness than the Irish.
Oh, I know.
Which one is it? Only one country consumes more Guinness than the
country,
Irish.
not state.
Like state, country, they're the same word.
How about the United States of America?
Oh, Liv, would you like to steal?
I was gonna say Massachusetts, but that's not a country.
No, it's not. Like you've never
I
heard
feel
like
there's
head
lots
of
of
state.
Irish people. The Celtics are there, right? Or the Celtics are.
The Celtic. They're both actually.
So I knew how to actually say
All right, but
a country. Is that what you're saying? But
What is
Bavaria.
that?
it is the United Kingdom, not the United States.
Jeez.
All right, so if Liv gets this one
Fine.
right, she wins.
We all know that's
Okay.
not going to happen, Scott. So you can relax.
All right, for the win.
Also, everyone come to Ireland. Yes, go ahead.
We're not doing commercials. We're playing a game with less than a minute left. Where does the beer mythos come from?
What does that mean?
Where does the beer mythos come from?
Thanos.
No. Scott, would you like to steal?
Mesopotamia.
No. We're going to do one more quick round. Whoever can yell the correct answer correctly
For this?
wins. Yep. Yell the correct answer first and you win.
Okay.
Reassuringly expensive was the advertising slogan for what beer?
Heineken.
Reassuringly expensive.
Grey Poupon.
I don't know. No, not a clue. Not a clue.
All right.
Corona.
All right, new question.
Corona.
New question. No, not even close. Stella Artois.
What's the answer to that one?
Oh,
All right.
oh
Stella
yeah,
Artois.
that is
Okay.
fancy.
Yeah, one of you
Uh,
has to know this one. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Yell the
Yeah.
correct answer first, and you
Okay.
win. Which,
Coors Light.
which brewery? Which brewery is claimed to be the oldest in the United States?
Colorado.
Oh, it's Lagunitas.
No.
No. It's
Pittsburgh.
Yingling.
Yes,
Yingling.
yes, we have a winner! Finally, the most painful win in history of the show. Scott is the winner, Yingling Brothers.
I always wanted to
did
know
it.
how to say Yingling. I didn't know how to say that. Now I do.
Oh, that was tough.
That was hard. It was fantastic. Also, I have an idea for you guys. I think, remember when we were little, and Scott, I'm pretending that you're in my age group, but you're not. But when I was little in the 80s, we used to have underoos. So like you had like underoos, like you had like a girl had a tank top and her like her little underwear.
Hanes?
Yeah. And like it was Wonder Woman, you know? So like your tank top was Wonder Woman, and then you had like, do you know what I'm talking about at all? Your face looks like nothing.
I didn't wear any underoos growing up.
You did?
but I don't think so.
Oh, well, I'm going to say, okay, but we're not the same age. I'll send you a link. I think we need to do it for Saints. So we have like a little tank top, and underneath you're like Joan of Arc and like the matching little undies. Like how cute would that be?
Let's
so
Scott
cute.
stick to the
I think-
clothing things. Liv,
I'm
stick to
telling
the
him great
radio.
ideas.
You're not.
I don't know if Saint Undies are going to be the best route to take in the world.
Man,
He's so much
Sorry.
nicer than me.
he's so nice.
I'm like, you're stupid. That was
He's
terrible.
so
He's like,
kind.
it's okay. We'll
I
go
don't
a
want him to
different direction.
leave. All right, Scott, listen.
But
Thanks
the fanny
for
pack isn't a good idea.
He's like, it's a horrible one. Could you please tell everyone where they can come and find you guys? Where do they go on the interwebs?
Go anywhere on the interwebs by typing in sock religious.
And that's it.
Yep. You'll find us.
And the Williams are going to stay home. No more retreats for them because they keep running into me. Scott, thank you so much. This has been fantastic, friend. Please tell Elizabeth hi. All right. I promise I won't send
will.
you too many ideas.
It was an absolute joy. Thanks so much for having me.
All right, guys, don't go anywhere. You are tuned into It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. Welcome back to It's Not That Late with Liv Harrison. You guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe and share this with people, especially your friends and people that you don't like. Don't forget to check out Sock Religious. I want to thank Scott Williams and his beautiful wife, Elizabeth, for being a part of the show and for everything that they're doing in the community for all people. They do some incredible work, and check out their things if you haven't already. Their stuff is incredible. I want to say thank you to Taylor, and I want to say thank you to Anna. You guys, I couldn't do this without you, and I'm so appreciative. I want to remind you all to make sure that you are living the most extraordinary life that you possibly can. Go out there, do something amazing, and make sure to tune back next week, whether on Veritas or here on YouTube or on your favorite podcast platform. Until then, you guys, take care. be kind, and wear cool socks. Bye.